School's in session, and you're here at the Yellowhammer Football Podcast, where each and every week, myself, the Colonel, and my buddy Catfish down there, we discuss a little high school football. What's going on, buddy?
What up, brother?
What- So, let's go ahead and get into it, guys. We're going to talk a little Week 5 recap. First up, we had Hackleburg going to Red Bay, coming up short, 24-58.
We didn't think Hackleburg would stand a chance against Red Bay right here on the road, and it looks like it was. We were right for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we guessed maybe 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
that's quite a few more.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's been a rough season for Hackleburg. Red Bay seems to be doing really well on the other end. So we had Barry Fayette going to Marion County, coming up short 6-54.
Yeah, Marion County's been on a row here since that loss to Lynn, and Barry Fayette hadn't been able to get it going at all this year.
Right.
But it was just Marion County got them at home, and it was just kind of a walk-through game for them, and they dominated.
Yeah, that is for sure. Had Brilliant coming up short against Summerton Christian, 0-49, 49-0. So
yeah, I was at this game writing, and I seen one of the guys that we spotlighted, Ashton Harper, and he plays safety and wide receiver at Summerton Christian, and he was excited to see me and everything, and he ended up getting an interception in this game. Fox 6 was actually at this game. I got to talk to them too. So Sheldon Haygood.
Wow, that's awesome.
It was a pretty good experience, and come to find out, we didn't know who the Brilliant's head coach was at the first start of this. It was the only coach we did not know.
Yeah,
I had a principal in high school at Haleville that I don't even know if he's ever done any coaching. I know he didn't at Haleville, but he went to Mississippi after I graduated, and it was about halftime, and I'd walked to the car to charge my phone, and I was coming back in, and I was on Brilliant sideline, and I heard a familiar voice, and I seen him, and he's the head coach for Brilliant Tigers now. And I was amazed, and we got to talking. He said that they had got there late. It was his first year there, so he said they got the guys late, and they're just trying to do whatever they can this season to get them prepared for the next year's. But as far as the ball game goes, it was all Summerton Christian. They had 9 drives, and they probably averaged 3 plays a drive because they would score in about 3 plays.
Wow!
And it was explosive plays. The longest one being from Godwin. He ran it in from 81 yards. Noah Godwin. But I mean, and Brilliant had 3 turnovers. 2 were fumbles. One, like I said, the interception by Ashton Harper. But they never could. They could get down the field, but they would always get in their own way. And Summerton Christian, they didn't have no problem getting down the field.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they had any trouble at all. You hope Brilliant is building for the future.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no doubt.
Then we had Midfield going to Winfield in the Battle of the Fields, coming up short 8-56. Winfield, big win.
We should play, Baba O'Reilly.
Yeah, yeah, that's funny.
But yeah, Winfield, they were ranked number 7th in the 3A coming into this game. I think they'll move up. This dominant a win against Midfield, who's normally, like I said, it's either a great year or an off year. There's no in between with them, and the fact that they did outscore them this much and dominated the game the whole way through, it shows where they're going. They started off strong and then lost, and then have back-to-back wins right here. And
yeah,
we kind of picked them going to the 3rd or 4th round of the playoffs, and it's looking like it's going to be the case this year.
It looks that way. They look pretty dominant. So then we had Cordova going to Hamilton, picking up the win 41-21.
Yeah, I believe you said this in last week was going to be close, and I did too as well.
Yeah,
we said just because it was at Hamilton, and Cordova had a knack for close games. But I mean, they kind of silenced the critics right here. They got it done, doubled the opponent's score, and did it at their place. It was a pretty good win for Cordova right here.
Yeah, I was about to say, we thought it was going to be close, and like you said, they proved the doubters wrong, which I guess is us, and come up with a 20-point win. You can't complain about that.
Oh no, not at all.
Then we had Vina going to Woodville, coming up short, 26-58.
Do you remember what you said about this one?
Oh yeah, I said they may get the wood laid to them,
Yeah, and they did.
and they pretty much did. And
Yeah,
again, nothing bad about the players and coaches. I'm sure they do try hard. We're just having a little fun,
yeah.
but yeah, 32 points. That's a lot,
I mean, it's not just been in this game; it's been all season for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's true.
But like we said, it's they're working hard and everything, and they're doing all they can. So you just hope it's rebuilding, and they're rebuilding for the next coming years, and it's gonna turn out looking good for them in the future.
Yeah, like we always say every week, you got to look for the positives. They did score
Hmm.
26.
Yeah, I
But
believe that's probably the most they've scored all season. So
that's what I was about to say. Pretty
yeah,
sure it's the most they've scored. Then we had Tharptown going to Lexington, coming up short, 18-53. Not
man.
too far off from this last game that we just
No,
talked about.
Lexington beat Red Bay. That was one of Red Bay's losses,
Yeah,
and the fact that Red Bay's got a couple wins in a row now, it's going in their direction. But Thorpetown, they're sitting here with, I believe, 3 losses in a row, right here after with Lexington, and it's not looking too good for them the rest of the way out. You just hope they can pick up a couple more wins and have a couple of things to look forward to next year.
right. Then we had East Limestone going to Russellville and coming up short, 7-52, and what is a big win for Russellville, I think.
I agree, brother. I mean, you got 3 in a row right here, and you got a pretty good opponent coming to your house this coming week too. So if you're a coach and you Coach Ritter, and you want to look for positive things, three in a row is positive. Now,
Yeah,
yeah, you did lose some ball games to start the season, but 3-0 is positive. Three in a row is positive, and the fact that you get another good team, a great team at home to test your players out, it's going to be a good game for them to see what they're made of.
yeah, this is the motivation they need going into this next week, and we'll talk about it in a little bit. But it's going to be a challenge, I do believe.
Yeah,
So then we had Waterloo going to Addison, coming up short. Got blanked 69-0.
we were worried about Addison because I would think they would stand more of a chance against Winston County, and they
Yep.
kind of got blown out in that first game against Winston County. But ever since then, they've won every game, and it won't be too long. I think, yeah, they play Good Hope this week, and then the next week it's at Meek, and Meek's undefeated right now. They got a bye week, but when they meet up, that's definitely gonna be our game of the week next
For
week.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
no
sure.
doubt. But just blowing out Waterloo like this at home, there's no better feeling. And you got a upper classification opponent you're going to, and Good Hope, and I believe it's a winnable ball game for Addison. No line. If they get that one done, and then that Meek game's just going to be. I mean, I expect to see Fox 6 there too.
Well, yeah, it's going to be a championship like game
Yeah.
when they
Oh
get
yeah.
to Meek. But Addison's on a roll. We'll look and see what they do next week. But I think we're going to see a lot of the same.
Yes. Yeah.
We had
Oh yeah.
Lynn going to Holy Spirit. Lynn
Yeah.
coming up with a win, 49-13. I think we picked this.
Oh yeah.
I think we thought this was about how it was going to go. So
Yeah. They were missing the father and son.
yeah,
Stories.
yep, for sure.
But so Lance started out with their preseason, their jamboree game beating a 4A opponent in East Lawrence, and then now, they responded, going to Marion County for the second year in a row, but this time they beat Marion County, and then they played a 4A private school from Montgomery that was just too. It was an way outmatched opponent,
Yeah.
and they put it to Lynn. But ever since then, Lynn, had a great win at Shows Christian, shut them out, and then now again going to Holy Spirit and beating them like this. You start to wonder if the best teams in 1A football are in Winston County.
It's looking that way, man. Then we had Winston County going up against Greene County. Winston County coming up with a win, 51-22.
It's awesome, and being a Winston County boy, uh, you always want them to be good and to do good, and the fact that they're going down to Greene County, which is past Tuscaloosa out there, and putting a whooping to them. I mean, I was surprised in the score. I thought maybe they could keep it close and maybe still win on the road, but
Yeah.
the way they dominated this ball game and it was never even close. I mean, I'm so happy for them.
And that says a lot about the team that can go that far of a drive, a
Mm-hmm.
bus ride all the way out there,
Yeah,
and still be as motivated as they
yeah,
were to come out on top.
yeah.
That's good for them.
And knowing them Winston County boys, it was a yellow school bus.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, no doubt.
Then we had Haleville coming up against Northside. Haleville coming out with a win, 35-27, and you're the happiest man in the room.
Dude,
So
shock of the night for anybody. I mean, it didn't matter if it was a coach, player, a rider, anybody that seen this game beforehand would have thought Northside all day and probably about 3 or 4 touchdowns.
and I think that's what we said.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. We said if Taylor would keep it close, they make it still one, but
Yeah.
we wasn't expecting it.
No.
And the fact that Haleville, I mean, they got out to an early lead and kept it. And I mean, right now, Coach Bo Culver, I mean, he picked up a win against Cordova. Northside was ranked in 4A,
Yep.
ranked in the top 10, and Haleville went in there and beat them. My goodness, what a win for them Lions, and I'm proud of them. It's my alma mater, so got to be. I'm on cloud nine.
Yeah, I know it. And you talk about motivation. This is what this team needed, and going to carry through the rest of the season, I do believe.
Oh yeah.
We had Curry going against Oak Grove, coming up short, 26-41.
Yeah, we kind of expected this score too.
Yeah,
We're getting pretty good at this, actually.
I know it. I know it.
But Curry, a positive is 26 points. They got that win against Berry Fayette, and that was huge. And every other game they've not really been able to keep it close. This one was closer than most of them, so I'll give it to them. Going that far to Oak Grove, that was you kind of are all right with this win or this loss.
Yeah. Like you said, scoring 26 points, I think they should be really happy with that. So
Yeah.
maybe something for them to build on. Then we had Dora going up against Corner. Dora coming up short, 14-24.
Chavis had a couple at Dora, had Coach Chavis Williams, or Chavis, whichever one you want to say.
Right.
But he had a couple losses to start the season, and then they got hot. They started beating teams. They beat Haleville at home. And to see them come into Corner, like I had a little bit of doubt in Corner winning this one. I kind of thought Dora may still win just because it's a rivalry game.
Yeah.
But I got to see Corner the week before against Cordova, and that rushing attack is something fierce. And I mean, they can hold on to that ball and drive it. It don't matter if they don't end up scoring at all. They've took 6-7 minutes off the clock. I mean, so it tends to be low scoring 20-point ball games, and them coming out on the winning side, and they're hot right now. There ain't no team hotter around here, I don't believe, besides Meek. And you got to hand it to them. Got it done in a rivalry game. Yeah, they got it at home, but it's still kind of harder sometimes for a player to play at home than it is on the road.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and they pulled it out. So congrats to Corner. Well, then we had Winona going to Jasper, coming up short 7-45. It's a good win for Jasper. Rocky start, but it seems like they're on the right track now.
Yeah, we predicted this one too,
Oh yeah, yeah,
but you know, brilliant runs of Veer. So that ball game got over pretty quickly for me. So I was already back in Jasper. Uh, and this ball game was still going on. And I can tell you one thing: it was packed. There wasn't an empty seat in the house, and uh, there's a lot of excitement for this program, even after the few losses. You got your quarterback back. You're on the road, two wins in a row. Uh, you kind of wonder what's next. You get a bye week. You got Hayden, so we'll see if uh, Coach Philip Bailey and the Vikings and Spencer Rosenfield, quarterback, see if they can keep it rolling.
yeah. I think they will. I think they're on a good little roll. Then we had one of our games of the week. We actually only had one last week, but we thought we was going to put this one in for this show. Had Meek going to Phillips, which is Bear Creek, and coming out with a big win, 40-6.
The way that I talked about the excitement with Meek and Addison, it is. I think it's the same. It's the same type of excitement for this game last week because I had a lot of people texting me about this ball game. Who I thought would win. I thought Meek would come out on top, and I believe we picked Meek.
Yeah.
But going to Phillips, going to Bear Creek, you never know what can happen. And the fact that Meek came there and dominated the whole game, it was kind of close there for a minute, but they ran away with it, and I do mean ran.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But it's I'm excited for Meek, man. They may be our deepest playoff team.
That's what I was about to say. I think Meek makes a deep run in the playoffs, and Phillips was undefeated. I think
Yep.
heading into this game, so it was a
Yeah.
big deal. So that just shows you the strength of this Meek team.
Yeah.
And boy, I look forward to that Addison game. I
Yeah.
really do.
And if Addison would have played all 1A opponents, they probably would be undefeated too.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
I mean,
that is true. Then we had our second game of the week. We had Carbon Hill going to Oakman and coming up short, 20-35.
yeah, it was a good game. Uh, kind of got off, Oakman kind of got off to an early lead, and uh, shout out to Carbon Hill for making it competitive towards the middle and the end. But Carbon Hill sitting here still winless, and going to one of your rivals and having them beat you on their own field is kind of hard to. It's a hard ride back home, especially from Oakman out there in them woods. But
Yeah.
uh, it's it's disheartening, and you kind of wonder if it's a throwaway season or if they got a tough streak back in them and they're ready to go and mad and
Well, you would
ready
hope
to.
so.
Yeah.
You would hope that losing these games have built a fire in them, and they're
Hmm.
ready to just take off. But we're halfway through the season.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's going to be hard to make any kind of playoff run at this point at all.
And you got some
But
heavy hitters in them 3A.
yeah, that is for sure. But guys, that's all we got for week 5. We're actually going to take a small little commercial break, and we'll be right back. Hey, everybody, it's Coach and Colonel here from the Spring Loaded Football Podcast, taking a short break from your podcast. We wanted to tell you about Spring Loaded Football, where each and every Friday we talk about Spring League sports, USFL, XFL, X League, fan control football, guys. We got it all. Coach, what you got to say?
Hey, y'all check us out. Like it, love it, and everything. We talk about a lot of stuff on here. We try to keep it quick and simple, and we talk about everything. Even some things like kickers.
That's right. Check it out, springloadedfootball.com. Now back to the show. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Yellowhammer Football Podcast here on the Loaded Sports Network. We hope you enjoyed that small little commercial break. And here we are, week 6. We're going to take a look ahead. Let's start off with Hackleburg at Hubbardsville.
You know, Hub's one of them teams that is always competitive. They may have a few bad years, but they're normally towards the better part of things. Hackleburg's really struggling right now and going on the road. That's a difficult environment. Fayette County, it's a bit of a drive, and you kind of wonder if Hackleburg's going to bring that fight. And if they do, it's going to be a pretty competitive ball game, and it's going to be anybody's ball game. But
right,
if they don't come ready to play, they're definitely going to get blown out in this one.
Yeah, I mean, with the disappointing season Hackleburg has had, it's hard for me to pick them. I'm going to go with Hubbardsville, and I'm probably going big.
Yeah.
Then we had Phillips Bear Creek going to Brilliant.
Like I said, I was at the Brilliant game last week, and I seen what they have, and they're young, real young, and you got a new coach, and he got there late, so it's definitely a rebuilding year. You just hope to see them competitive. Hope to see them get some points on the board here, having Phillips at home, but I've got Phillips winning this one.
Yeah, I do too. Could be big too. So
yeah,
we got Marion County going to Fayette County.
There's a typo right there with Fayette County. Fayette County is 3A.
Oh, okay.
no, yeah.
Sorry, guys.
It's my fault. But yeah. Marion County. Did I tell you Fayette County was 1A or 3A?
No, I just messed it
up. Yeah, Marion County's been hot here since Lynn lost. They're able to score points. They got 2 excellent receiving weapons that are over 6'3". Ty Madison, Slingot Rock. I think that Coach will have them boys ready. I think that Kyle will definitely let it all air out for sure. I mean, he's going to pull all the stops out and try to get this win at Fayette and upset Fayette County. But Fayette's been pretty strong. They started off pretty hot, beating Cordova at home. So who knows what can happen in this ball game? I'm kind of excited for this one.
Yeah, I'm from what little bit I know, I'm gonna go Marion County in a close one. I think it'll be close.
Yeah.
Got Hamilton going to Winfield.
Who do you think's got this one?
Winfield's on a roll, man. I think Winfield all day.
Yeah.
Especially at home.
Yeah, they're one of our shining stars this year. We'll see if they can keep it going. Solid line play. Every game they've had dominant line plays. So I think they'll be solid in the trenches against Hamilton, and I believe it'll be a blowout.
Yeah, I agree. Got Curry going to Vina. I don't know what to think.
So honestly, I didn't know this game was coming up. I thought it was a little bit later in the season. The fact that Curry's, they beat Berry Fayette and had a couple losses and then scored 26 points last week.
Yeah.
Or was it 20? It was 26.
I think it was 26.
26. To score 26 points and then to be able to come on the road against an opponent like Vina who is struggling mightily this season. If Curry can get this second win, what it's going to do for this program is going to be huge, and it's going to be great for DJ Emerson. And I'm not so sure that this doesn't spark some motivation for the tail end of the season to pick up a win that they're not supposed to get.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Curry's got the best chance to pull this one out. even on the road, I think they still have a good shot. And if they win this game on the road, it will light a fire for the rest of the season.
Oh yeah.
Then we got Belmont, Mississippi going to Red Bay. Couldn't find a real logo for the helmet, so that's the one I put up.
Oh yeah. I
So,
dig it. I
you
dig it.
know,
No doubt.
uh,
Yeah.
don't know how Belmont is. Red Bay's right there by them, I guess, for the most
Yeah.
part. But I'm gonna go with Red Bay.
I agree. It's one of them border wars. Uh, when I was playing, like growing up playing for Haleville, you would hear Phillips and Red Bay and teams like in the western side of the state playing Mississippi teams, and we never got to experience that. So
Yeah,
I think these games are cool, but I do believe Red Bay wins this one for sure.
yeah. Then we got Tharptown going to Cherokee.
We talk about Curry getting Vina. I believe the same thing with Thorpetown getting Cherokee because Curry and Thorpetown had their wins early, but
Yeah,
they've lost every single game since then by large margins. So the fact that they both get these, I hate to say it, cupcake opponents this week
right.
is great, and it builds motivation. That way, you can still win at the end of the season and build for next year. So I'm picking Thorpetown probably by 30.
Yep, I agree. I think you're right on the money. Then we got Carbon Hill going to Phil Campbell. I think it's Phil Campbell's homecoming, actually.
Oh, really?
I
You
think
going?
so. No, probably not. I think Wayne's going, and so we'll have some good pictures and stuff.
Oh
But
yeah,
I'm pretty sure this is homecoming from
yeah.
yeah, it's got to be because they had a homecoming dance this weekend. So yeah,
Oh yeah. Well, Coach Barnwell, he's had them boys playing good. They've had that one loss; it was close. Uh, I I know you want the best for them. I know you got
yeah,
complete faith in this season being just an unbelievable, probably second, third round season. And I'm on that same boat as well. Carbon Hill hadn't won yet. This could be a game they could be competitive in. I mean, they've got the guys to do it. And I kind of
yeah,
want to see a little bit more out of them. But I still think I'm still going to lean with Phil Campbell just by what they've accomplished this season.
yeah. I mean, I think we're 1-1 in the region play.
Yeah,
Uh, Mars Hill's in that region too. I
yeah,
think that's that's
yeah,
probably a loss. Just to be
yeah,
honest with you.
yeah,
Uh, we are still in the running to make the playoffs. I think they get this win and just continue on looking forward to making the playoffs.
yeah.
Got Good Hope going to Addison.
Oh, so it's at Addison night.
Yeah,
So this is a true test of how powerful 1A could be, especially a great 1A. Addison's already faced Winston County, who's a classification above them, and they didn't turn out too well. They didn't fare that good on either side of the ball. They get Good Hope here. Now I think Good Hope's been good the past couple of years. When I was in high school, they wasn't good at all. It was not at all. But they've been decent these past few years. So this is going to be a hard ass for Addison, but at least you get them at home. So if you're going to shock them, get them at home, bring out the extra stuff and bring out a good crowd and you got them.
for sure. I think if you pack the stadium, and we'll double check. I think it is at Addison. I could have made a mistake. We saw that earlier, but either
I believe
way,
you may be right. Yeah. I mean,
either way, pack the stadium. Call grandma, bring her, bring everybody, get up for this game, and I think they got a shot.
yeah, because I mean, they've got to have all the motivation they can have or can get before the next week against Meek.
Yep. Then we got Lynn going to Tarrant.
You know, uh, Terrence picked off a couple of our teams this year.
Yeah.
They put a Red Bay. I know was one of them. But Land's been on a row. I'm kind of no, Tanner's picked off. This is Tarrant.
Yeah,
Tarrant
yeah,
has had a real problem with uh, keeping players. I think last year they started out with 13 players on their roster. When I was in high school, they were in our classification in 4A, and they were pretty competitive. There was a couple years where they struggled, but they were at least pretty decent. They had some athletes. They're still going to have a little bit of athletes, but I think Lynn on their hot streak, and I think they're a dang good 1A ball club, and Terrence not that good of a 3A ball club. So I definitely think Lynn's got this, and then to get it in Birmingham is going to be huge for him.
yeah. I'm thinking big win by Lynn. So
Yeah.
then we got I didn't mean to make the rhyme, but it
Rhyme.
worked. Now we got Haleville going to West Morgan.
Yeah. I know. I want to say Bo Cover coached at one of the Lawrence County schools, and I want to say it was Coach Ritter from Russell that coached at West Morgan. One of the other coaches there, but Culver's had 2 good wins. You beat Cordova at home. You lost Sedora, but you rebounded and you went and beat a ranked 4A opponent at their house.
Yep.
And that if that doesn't kickstart a season, and if that don't get you going to where you got playoff aspirations, I don't know what will. And I'm thinking Haleville, them being as hot as they are, they get this done.
Yeah, I agree with you. The motivation from last week, like you say, is going to motivate this team to pick up the win against West Morgan. Hey, it might be close. It's still a win. That's all that matters. And I think Haleville picks it up. Then we got Oakman going to Winterboro. I don't know much about Winterboro.
I didn't know there was a Winterboro in Alabama.
No, it surprised me too looking at the schedule. So
I guess I thought that was it was yeah, never mind. Hey. I'm not gonna make a pun, but I don't know much about them. Oatman I know is coming off a huge win against a rival, so they've got all the motivation in the world to go here and beat them, and the fact that they're playing down
yeah,
2 classifications and they're going on the road coming off a huge win. It's Oatman all day for me.
yep, Oakman big, I think is the answer. Well, guys, that was a little look at week 6. We're going to take another short little commercial break and be back with the game of the week.
It's a nice, cool day. Y'all stay classy. Back to y'all guys at the Yellowhammer podcast station.
Hey, everybody, welcome back from the commercial break. You're here at the Yellowhammer Football Podcast on the Loaded Sports Network. Game of the week time. Got Mars Hill going to Russellville in a battle of a dominant 3A school against up-and-coming on-a-roll Russellville team.
Yeah, Russell's got 3 in a row. Morris Hill's sitting there at number 2 in the state of Alabama in 3A, and I believe they're going to be number 1 coming in this next week. So you get number 1 in 3A at your house. That's a huge game. Yep. And I think Coach Ritter's going to have them extremely motivated, and I think they get it done. Just because the past couple years, Morris Hill's played Jasper at home, and Jasper hadn't been really as good as Russellville is this year. And Jasper's beat them handily both years, so I'm just going off experience.
Yeah, I think, the 2-spot classification difference is going to be the difference. Mars Hill, dominant 3A, will probably win the region this year. Going into Russellville, going to be a hostile environment. Russellville's going to have that stadium packed, and I think Russellville pulls it out.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So, but guys, you can check back next week, and we'll give you the scores and look forward to the next week on that episode. But got anything else you want to say?
Nah. Have a good week.
All right, guys, we appreciate you listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share the show. If you've got family members that like high school football, if you know people that are in high school, let them know. Tell them to share it and tell their family. Yeah, look,
It's so hard to do.
I know. You can check out the video show on YouTube and Spotify, audio version anywhere you find your favorite podcast. And guys, we hope we're part of that group. But I'm the Colonel. He is Catfish, and this is the Yellowhammer Football Podcast. And we will see you next time.